Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Summit 7 European Qualifiers. This is it. The grand finals are upon us here. NaVi versus Team Empire. Battle of two CIS teams going at it. And surely to be a great best of 5 ahead of us. That's right, we got a best of 5. This is game number 1. Well, it could be a long journey here. But ultimately, at the end of the journey, it's a spot in that $100,000 main event for the Summit 7. Going to be happening in mid-June, as you saw right there. And a chance to get to sunny Southern California and play for that prize pool. So looking forward to seeing what happens here. We got a great series ahead of us here. Of course, Empire coming off the victory over Alliance to get to this point, now facing off against NaVi. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Z-Rock. Z-Rock, we've made it to this point. We've been casting all throughout this week, and now we're finally here, man.
That we are. It's the climax of the week right here. Who's going to punch their ticket out to LA? Definitely curious to see who's going to pull this one through. Empire did drop 0-2 to NaVi in the playoffs after coming off a flawless group stage. NaVi almost didn't make the group cut. So it's been an interesting tournament for sure. Definitely curious to see how these teams stack up in the rematch.
That's a really good point. Yeah, they played earlier on, but then, NaVi having the last laugh, knocking them out 2-0 in the first round here. And thus setting up for a good grand finals. Now, another note I wanted to make real quickly for NaVi specifically is that this is one of 2 grand finals that they have today. This is actually, they're going to follow this up with the Epicenter grand finals against Team Secret, which is that best of 5? No, that one's at least only best of 3, but still, there's a lot of Dota to be played, and they would like to take care of business here as soon as possible. But that's something it's, I'm sure, in the back of their mind.
Well, I think they had 3 best of 3s yesterday, and they had that 4-hour stretch with you. They've had long days of Dota.
Yeah.
It's been we knew it's been grueling for the Euros for this whole week, really. I mean, C9 did withdraw from this when it looked a little bleak for them, more than likely just to refocus on other tournaments. Because, yeah, we've had 4 this week for the Europeans.
By the way, C9 disbanded on that note.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened. That's a discussion for another time, though. But
yeah, I think this was the week, right? You had to play Hell Week and see how you came out.
Yeah,
and it was looking pretty bleak for them in this one, and they gave a shot in a couple more and then called it. So
yeah, we'll see how that affects things with their players. Again, the roster lock coming up right here, so that's another thing to kind of keep in mind. Moving forward, but you're right. There's just so much going on, and this is that grind week. The Hell Week is even labeled it as, and you're just having to deal with it basically. So no whiners here when it comes to these teams. I'm sure they're ready and looking focused here. So we got Magnus Juggernaut for NaVi, Clockwork Rubik for Empire.
Okay, so obviously Clockwork has been super premium. It's either been first ban, early picked. We've seen it flex to a 4-roll with some pretty decent success, as in the last game we just had. And the Rubik is interesting. It's a great answer to Mag in every way. You can steal RP, you can lift him up as he blinks in and maybe even prevent the RP. And I'm a little surprised to see NaVi pick the Jug up this early. We've seen what Mag PA can do. Empire is thrashed with it. Alliance took a huge game with it. And so I'm a bit surprised they're picking the Magnus pairing already, as opposed to letting Empire try to ban him out, burn bans on those.
Instead, they go the direction of the Phoenix and the Ogre here. Could have potentially been deals, I guess, for them. Obviously, Phoenix, we saw last game with the synergy of the Magnus and just overall do pretty decent. And take away another buff option.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny that LC has just kind of dropped off the map.
Yeah, he hasn't been too popular in this one, so...
In
fact, what? I think I was talking with you about that. How according to the Dota buff, actually, in this event specifically, LCO actually had a pretty low. He was something like 23% winning percentage. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but it's pretty low.
Yeah, no, we definitely talked about it because I was talking about how Nahaz said offlaners to get ahead lose their game.
That's right. Yeah,
it was in that whole little conversation there, and I think that's really a big part of it. Maybe. I'm trying to think of what offlane NaVi's going to look for here. That's going to be the real question. Are they going to end up with the LC? Darkseer's still in the pool, but I'm becoming less and less of a fan of this. If it's not way ahead, it just doesn't feel that impactful. He gets his mech, and we saw it made a huge save in the last game right when the mech got picked up. But then he goes blink, and then from there on out, every item feels less and less impactful, but If he doesn't have items, then he doesn't feel like he does much. Okay, so it's going to be a 4-0 Clockwork, more than likely. With that off-lane Faceless Void. This is going to be LC 2.0, man. I think this will be first pick, first ban soon.
The Faceless?
Uh-huh.
He's, we've seen him a couple of times here. We saw him earlier today. We saw him yesterday, I want to say. One of the matches, or maybe it was the day before. But yeah, he is starting to be seen a little bit is the point.
Games are just going too long. And when games are going this long, any offlane that scales does really well. And talk about a scaling offlaner, Void is that in spades. But yeah, we'll have to see. The Disruptor pickup from NaVi, I like this, but it means they need another low cooldown initiation. You can't only have RP on that. You just need some other stun. So whether that comes in the form of, I mean, Crystal Maiden's still in the pool, could be okay. Maybe Earthshaker, support Sand King, offlane Sand King. Like, I'd like to see something like that so they don't need the RP to fight.
We get OD here for Empire. A little bit of a defensive with the imprisonment, but at the same time, a solid middle option.
See, and this is where I'm a little upset about NaVi grabbing the Jug this early. If they'd seen the OD, PA looks so good here. Like, Void already has trouble killing a PA. OD has a ton of trouble killing a PA unless he's able to hit other stuff and then just slam a Slanity's Eclipse on PA's face.
Yeah.
But they have what they've got. As I said, I think Sand King's the best pick here still. It's really solid into this whole lineup and giving him a quick initiation, something that's very hard for OD to astral himself out of or Void to get out of. That would be the thing screaming at me most.
I gotta really bring up this about stats, by the way. So LC, yeah, LC alone is 3-11 so far this event. But out of the top 6 heroes, 5 of those top 6 heroes that have been played overall, 5 of them have a 40% win percentage or lower.
Like, is one of them Warlock?
One of them, Warlock is, yeah, he's down there. He's actually 2-9. It looks like. So he's down there. Darkseer is down there.
10 seconds
Crystal Maiden actually hasn't been the most successful. Only 4-8, I want to say. Yeah. So interesting.
Yup. It's just, I mean, part of it comes in the fact that when a pick becomes meta, if you weren't the ones that brought it into the meta or it doesn't fit your style, if you try to jam it in, it can have some pretty awkward moments. I think that's where one of the reasons why Warlock's faltered so much.
Yeah.
Everyone heard he was strong, everyone picked him, but they don't really know how to play with him. And that learning curve can be really hard on some heroes and really easy on some. So we'll have to see. I'm curious to see how these Void stats look coming out the other end. And looks like NaVi is convinced this is going to be a carry or an offlane Void when they ban out the troll here. We have seen carry Void before, most notably Wings. Shadow ran that. And it was just, I mean, it was a monster, but that has fallen away.
Rip Wings.
Yeah. So NaVi has a choice. They can flex the mag to mid, or they can put it off lane, depending on what matchup they want to have here.
Reserve time.
And I think Sand King rounds their lineup out really nicely. But if they want to run mag off, Lina mid's still an option that looks pretty good. It's not the worst matchup into OD. You outrange the hell out of him.
I feel like Sniper's always, you got to bring him up whenever you have an OD, especially.
Yeah, you do. There's a lot of ways to get to Sniper, though. There's Void Chrono, there's Clockwork Hook, Rubik with eventual Blink Lift. Like, there's so many ways to get to it. Okay, going with a staple. And with Empire needing a carry here, Slark would be the most obvious one that would shred the TA Refraction. The risk of picking Slark, though, is if you get RP'd, even if you get the ult off, if he gets 2 or 3 people in the RP and an Empowered Jug Omni slashes, you can just die in your Shadow Dance.
Oh, yeah.
All that cleave damage coming into your face.
Yeah, obviously have TA on top of that, definitely going to benefit from the Empower as well. So,
Reserve time.
This is a pretty well put together team overall, it seems like, for NaVi. They got some solid team fight. They got their carries taken care of. And let's go with Mark Warden, of course, for Empire.
Coming out with some new stuff in Game 5. Now, we've seen it played with a little bit. 2 relatively disappointing results. So, Chappie here going to try to change the pace of the Arc Warden perception.
Arc Warden has not been played yet in these qualifiers specifically.
Mm-hmm. I think I saw NA Epicenter had it, I think.
Yeah.
I saw one game with one. It went really badly.
Well, I mean, you look at
now
Kiev.
the one
Obviously, Kiev ran it. OG ran him and went 0-4 with him. I got the chance to ask Fly about that. And he was mentioning on paper, it's like it actually has potential to be so good with the whole Tempest double and everything, but maybe it just takes a little bit too long to come online, and teams are, despite not playing against it a lot, they still seem like they're decent playing against it. They're comfortable with the idea of dealing with it.
Well, I was talking with a few people, Brax specifically, and I think there may just be a chance that people are just playing it wrong. And that everyone's going this right-click, split push with the old kind of style where they're going a Maelstrom and a Shadow Blade. And we were talking about what if someone specialized in it, almost like a Meepo player, and they went Midas into just a ton of utility. You're going Blink and Sheep and a bunch of these items, and then you're getting two of them, basically. So if you could really get a player that can micro both of these as independent heroes and have them both doing something, it could be insanely good.
Yeah.
But
Happy gonna play here.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm sure it's going to be the DPS style build. Maelstrom, Shadowblade, Midas, the usual. The one risk I will say for Navi, if Seneko doesn't go off on this Earth Spirit, they're in a little bit of trouble. Then they're very, very reliant on RP to take team fights, set them up. The whole game plan just kind of looks risky if these Earth Spirit boulders especially can't connect.
Prepare for battle.
Speaking of a specialty hero, I was double-checking to a Chappie specifically. He's 2-1 with this hero all time in competitive matches that are on record. So, it is very niche. Only played it 3 times. Gonna change that or advance that even further here, even. But I love these.
They're gonna be fun for about a week.
Yeah, and then it's like, all right, guys, come on. It's a disaster.
Here? Okay.
Mark Warden. All right.
I was wondering if they could force him to take Skewer, but not going to be enough damage.
So the safe lane Arc Warden. Yeah, that's the other thing too. The fact that it's a safe lane Arc Warden. Again with OG specifically, we saw it in the mid a lot.
30 seconds.
Mana coming
I like it better as a safe laner. I just think you have to get to the Midas so cleanly. And mid lane gets roamed on so many times nowadays. There's always a 4-roll just in your face. And I think running it as a 1's better. And an OD is a perfect pairing. Like an OD or a TA. Something that can carry from the mid lane.
There we go. Game number 1 of this best of 5 upon us here. Again, no advantage. Just simply straight up 0-0. The only advantage was that NaVi got the coin flip in their favor. I haven't actually flipped said coin. And the creep block in here.
Which actually, I mean, it can be a pretty big advantage. Navi opting for Radiant, so... Yeah, we'll have to see. These lanes are going to be a little interesting. Mag believed he can get some levels here, so he went a full Poor Man's instead of an Iron Talon, and looking to just pull the entire first wave, but he took Shockwave.
Uh-oh. So he's in trouble. Flux, Blind, Rubik has a lift. Is that even necessary, though? The battery assault doing so much. And that is a first blood, as you pointed out. Not getting the skewer really costing him in the end there.
And if this didn't go to Chappie, I actually wouldn't hate it. Because it made Chappie miss most of the first wave, and it's going to give him a double wave when he returns. So if you died to, like, Clock or Rubik there, I would actually be pretty happy with that death.
You don't want to die in the end, but if you're going to die, yeah, that would be better.
Well, it's a setup thing, right? Because then you're going to get an easy level 2, level 3 off this. You're going to get an Iron Talon if this pushes under your tower and you can get some last hits. And then all of a sudden, you're way ahead of their offlaner. Yeah, you gave up some gold to a support, but no, them giving it to Chappie here is huge. That's going to be a faster Midas, and that's dangerous.
Oh, top lane, yep, there you go. The experience going to be had for General. Chappie already has that Midas queued up, no surprise, getting that ASAP here. And that especially with the synergy of the Tempest double.
That feels bad. He got 3 of those creeps denied under the tower.
Oh.
And that's rough. If he'd gotten those last hits, he's literally at Iron Talon, almost level 3.
He still didn't get Skewer, by the way. He went level 2 in power. He's dead again.
Yeah.
He's going for the turret kill. Like, it's not going to happen.
Maybe mid? Okay. Seneko hit a rolling boulder, but they just didn't have the follow-up in mid. But yeah, that's rough. He's just kind of thought he could get to Talon without dying, and then use the points in Empower to jungle.
So Well, it's a risky move that does not pay off, and now that's a 2-0 start for Empire as a result of that top lane. But you mentioned middle lane, TA, 11-4, OD 8-2, harassing OD quite a bit with the Earth Spirit presence, but TA having the early advantage, understandable there.
Maposhka's hunting now.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, you're not going anywhere.
Well, he took the bounty rune as well off of Mag, so another loss.
Bottom lane, Juggernaut though. So again, the cores, the mid, and the bottom are definitely farming very well. They're getting free farm essentially, especially the Juggernaut, 16-7 now. Not much that Faceless can do by himself here to prevent that from happening.
Yeah, it's always a rough start playing Void offlane. If the supports both leave, you can start really messing with them, but until that point, you're just trying to get levels.
General has a shrine here to use. Maposhka, though, again, going to run right up to him. Now the Hells have Air Sphere coming by. But, again, can't really skewer forward and just going to have to accept that he's running away. Boulder Smash going to wave right there. Maposhka's almost just toying with him at this point.
Yeah, this is just almost humorous. He clipped it!
Oh, he doesn't have skewer either. Maposhka! Is he going to force a shrine as well? Oh, my gosh. This is just MVP Clockwork once again. You ban this hero against him, man.
This is hilarious. I mean, he just has no respect. You see him running between the mid T1 and T2 of the enemy all the time. He's just sitting in General's jungle. This guy has no respect for NaVi.
Yeah. Well, that's got to be so frustrating. You're NaVi there in those supports, but
mid lane's scary for Dundee. Is he not going to commit? Okay.
Well, Poshka actually running with Seneko right here.
Stopping Boulder.
And he's going to get bashed by Roshan on top of that. The Cogs come out.
The block is thick.
He's dead.
The Cogs stopped Roche from hitting him. That was so good.
Let's talk about how good Maposhka is again.
I mean, seriously. Chalk me up here. I'm a fan.
He said thanks.
This guy.
A gift from the
he knows we're talking good about him.
Listening with no delay.
Yeah.
They turned all chat on for the commentators for this.
You see Caustic running on over, almost taunting actually on the way, but Caustic's level 4, so it seems like as the offlane, he's definitely doing solid again, especially compare that to Magnus. Level 3 here.
Yeah, and I mean, I would say that this is looking extremely good for Empire, but we've just seen too many Mag comebacks for me to want to spell doom and gloom yet for NaVi. Although, geez, Chappie's going to have a 5-minute flat Midas here. He needs one C. Yeah, he has it now.
Yeah. I mean, I go back to both the heavy cores here are still farming very well. But TA and Juggernaut are both still doing very good. So this is kind of a an awkward start for sure for NaVi, but not necessarily either. It's 3-0. Okay, still very early on. Yes, you have the Midas now and Arc Warden with that Tempest double ready to go. So expect his farm to really start shooting up there, and it already is. Look at the harassment he's applying too. Magnus
basically, Tempest doubles cooldowns roughly half that of Midas, so once you Midas with the first one, you can do whatever you want with it. If you just want to chuck it at him to harass, it's fine. The one struggle here, though, is if General can't get any traction, he's going to take forever to get a blink. And if that blink doesn't come online, it's super hard for NaVi to fight.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Flux and Sparkwrath combo, nearly killing General, actually. The zap
and
Maposhka
again.
Is he looking to steal a root again? 6 minutes? Yep, he's going to get it. Now, maybe biting off a little bit much Pikachu this time around, although he needs to dodge the boulder. He will do that. The Cog's coming out. And yes, the Shockwave connects. Rubik's running in, but TP's happening. So he'll have to fall back. Disruptor does have Glimpse. Not going to go for it, though.
Pretty brave. Everyone's low.
Meanwhile, Biver's in trouble, though. Arc Warden coming in. Flux applies. Spark Wraith is out, and that's an easy kill.
Yeah, 3-0 on the Arc Warden at 6 minutes is not what you want to see.
That was a Tempest
now he
double.
does, yeah, the double is going to fade here. I'm a bit surprised Chappie committed that, because it means he's not going to get to double Midas instantly. Slows it down a little bit, and he really wouldn't have been at any risk to run up there and get that kill himself. But does get the kill.
And there were numbers there maybe missing, so again, didn't know that for sure and just wanted to be safe than sorry. So yeah, about 30 seconds or so downtime on that second Midas. Darn.
Efficiency loss, man.
Yeah,
Gets the stack off here at least. That was nice. That'll get him a big creep instead of a small creep.
So how does he progress, though? Obviously, the Midas is pretty.
Nails from Shadowblade would be the next 1-2 normally.
Okay.
For the, I guess, the closest thing we have to a standard build.
General's just having trouble, man. He even has Skewer, but I wasn't going to save him there.
He's so scared to be in his own jungle, he's not maxing in power. He's so scared of Miposhka just running it in. He's maxing Skewer, or maxing a Shockwave. Just try to get last hits and farm a little safer. And that slows him down so much.
Middle lane, Dendy. Could be in some trouble here. Miposhka, only level 3, though. Actually, Trap will scout him out if he was attempting to go in further. Miposhka still roaming around, though, has that wind lace with the boot, so 380 move speed early on.
And he knows the trap's there. He pinged it out, saw Dendy's reaction on the TP. So now going to hunt Dendy.
Oh, maybe killed the
who
kill.
doesn't have no.
Almost got the creep. Yeah, at least Denny does pick up the last hit as well as the bounty rune. So yeah, just jungling a little bit in the meantime, but that means middle lane OD. Where is OD? OD's actually jungling himself. He too with the Hand of Midas, so a couple of these early on in the cores for Empire.
Yeah, they have this insane late game team. You could go Midases on almost everybody and be pretty happy with it on the side of Empire.
Bottom lane, that's a time walk away. Faceless, I was going to say, is he too going for Hand of Midas, but he actually has the power treads queued up. But, I mean, that could be a thing.
Maybe afterwards.
Yeah.
You almost need the treads just to jungle okay on Void. It's not the cleanest jungler, so getting the treads clean ups your clear speed a lot, especially when coupled with the Iron Talon. So if the lane gets hard for him, this allows him to fall back in the woods pretty safely.
Poshka going to run over a trap right here. They're pinging him out on the Radiant side. So actually, Clockwork could be in a little bit of trouble. Doesn't have a TP on him either. There's the combo, Boulder Smash Silence. Bear roll in the face, and that's easy kill.
And this is the problem. When you want to be this disrespectful run at you Clockwork, you got to kind of know when you're not effective anymore. He's only level 3. He's falling behind the other supports because of how much time he spent roaming. And as you fall behind, you're losing damage. They're getting HP, you're not doing as much damage, and your kill potential goes way down.
Yeah.
So like he's at the point you can't do anything alone anymore. You need team.
It was flashy, it was fun, but safe to say it's now at a point where, yeah, you need to get those levels, get level 6 ASAP, and become much more of a threat now as this game progresses forward. Now, you see the Maelstrom in the works for Chappie. Mithril Hammer delivered, so almost
Smoke
has that now.
On NaVi.
Seneko going to be exposed, though. They're going to find Miposhka as a result. Bounty Rune maybe pick it up as well. Just worried about killing the Clockwork, but Clockwork actually picks up the Bounty Rune instead and then kills elsewhere. Meanwhile, middle lane, Gostic actually helps to take out Viver here with Rubik's assistance.
First chrono of the game. Being used very effectively. Yeah, Mag didn't even take RP at 6. That clock kill was super ambitious.
That should help.
Dendy, again, at least it wasn't him getting taken out, but he continues to farm away in the jungle and working on that Desolator first choice here. And over the Blink. As Juggernaut and Magnus will push up the top lane, though. Kind of wonder, do you think the Blink could have been the better choice considering the Empower?
For Denny?
For Denny, yeah.
He wants to just match it to Mag Blink. And Mag is so far from Blink at this point, you might as well get the Deso, farm faster, and then you come online around the same time the Mag does.
Miposhka, level 4 here, scouting out. But again, no hookshot threat, so not the most scary. But Arc Warden's pretty scary, level 11. Pushing bottom lane out. This time his double's going to wear off there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, he's going to end up falling back now, but does he even have his W yet? Yeah, he has a magnetic field now. Also, could prove to be an issue here. How powerful is that going to be this game, you think, the magnetic field?
I mean, the biggest benefit to it's just holding towers. You use it on yourself and use it with Tempest Double under the tower, and you can protect them for so long. And there's no way to get through that. There's no way you can get like an MKB or something like that and hit buildings. They're still affected by evasion. So, gonna be good in the siege, or the counter siege rather. But other than that, I don't see it being super impactful. You're gonna die to Omni Slash if anything. Like an empowered Omni Slash is gonna be what kills you.
Yeah. Ooh, smoke up. Seneko and Biver looking for a chance. It's a lot of vision
they
in that
smoked on top
jungle.
Of the board.
I think they did, yeah.
A bounty which my
So,
matriarch will prize.
Faceless is like, yep, something's coming. I'm just going to fall back here. And he'd be
That'd
right.
be baiting her with the Arc Warden illusion.
Going to put that bubble down. And yeah, even if it dies, not really too worried. And there you go, in fact. It's going to end up falling, actually. So, Midas coming back up, but Arc Warden 7,000 net worth. But you look at TA, 6,300. He's actually keeping up pretty well, considering that early Midas.
Yeah, Dundee's grinding here. But eventually the Midases will overtake you. The Void's getting one himself, about halfway there. So that'll be coming online shortly.
Bottom lane. Want to make a play here on OD. Static Storm, Kinetic Field combo. That should be an easy kill onto him. Omni Slash even committed. So great find there. Pycat's gonna... Not Pycat, what am I saying? Pycat and Juggernaut, but got the kill on OD, who is played by... Who the hell is playing OD? FN, that's right.
Yeah, those are huge kills. Like, this NaVi lineup isn't very good at punishing you going a bunch of Midases until the Mag blinks up. Because they can't take great team fights. There's no way for them to get multiple heroes in a Static Storm unless you either severely misplay or... not pretty much just that. So, these Midases shouldn't be getting punished because of how well they shut down General. And he's still 800 off a blink. So Void's Midas is going to come online around the same time. And then it's just a grind for Empire.
Yeah.
Farm up, wait, and don't fall into the trap that they've had other teams fall into when they're playing it. Don't get 3-4 man RP'd.
That's the key. So will they be able to avoid that, or NaVi? Try to capitalize again with the early farm of TA. Has that Desolator, the Blink Dagger queued up. Once again, that with the synergy of the Magnus Blink.
Middle tower is under
It is pretty
attack.
scary potential. Pycat on the Juggernaut has his Yasha. The Mantis coming along. So nothing really out of the ordinary here. And that's going to be a haste turn for Dendi. Also picked up along the way. So yeah, this top jungle is pretty dark right now for both sides. No one's even up here, in fact.
Everyone's just in farm mode right now. No one wants to take a fight. NaVi wants Blink Dagger on Mag, they want Blink on TA, and Empire just says, we have 3 Midases, let's wait.
Yeah, not looking to fight anytime soon. So the Maelstrom, the Shadow Blade, so hopefully this is what you're mentioning earlier. Pretty typical stuff here coming out from the Arc Warden.
Yeah. If they're totally following build trends, the next thing would be an Orchid.
God.
Yeah. Generally, you go Orchid, then you finish the tier 2 versions of all of them. You go Silver Edge and Bloodthorn and Mjolnir in various degrees of order, whatever you feel is going to be most important. And then rethink life once you have a ton of huge late game items. So like that's an expensive Tricore. Silver Edge, Mjolnir, and Bloodthorn are 3 of the most expensive items in Dota.
Yeah, it's going to be a while.
Do it with flair.
He tries to go that in full smoke up. Looks like they're setting up for that at least. King R has it. Maybe wants to have Clockwork join as well. Yeah, so they're going to creep up. I don't think this is going to be seen. There we go.
Who do they want here, though? Because if you're going to commit Arc Warden to a smoke, you need to get something important. They need to find Jug or TA. Maybe Mag if the Blink isn't online yet. We see he's 150 gold short.
They're just going to leave the bounty rune there.
Yeah, on the off chance it's warded, they don't want to pick it up.
True. But it doesn't look like they're going to really get the best opening. NaVi's doing a great job of picking up on this. Playing it very defensive. Eventually Faceless will pick it up, but
Top lane's the tell.
siding.
Top lane is entirely the tell. They have it shoved under tower and no one's farming it from Empire.
Yeah.
Which means obviously they're doing something.
Invisibility.
Well, they'd be right. Whatever it was, NaVi avoids death right there. And so eventually Empire has to go back to just farming. Middle lane though. Chronosphere ready. Aces boy thinking about it. Pycat's taking a little bit of damage here.
This invis on Gostic
Oh.
would be huge. Oh, Mapushka hook creeps.
Yep. Trying to catch
We
TA.
sang your praises.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Arc Warden takes the big one with a chain lightning. That's Mapushka wasting all his mana for it.
All far.
Okay, so they didn't get anything off the smoke. They didn't get anything off Void having an Invisor, and not going to say that that puts them on the back foot or it's really bad or anything, but it does open up this option. NaVi now looking for a smoke of their own. They've got the Mag Blink ready. Dendi also picked up his blink on the TA. So all the tools Navi needs are kind of in place to fight.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, again, Juggernaut's the only one showing right here. Healing Ward's already down, though, and
Dire's
obviously the same case. If you're Empire, you suspect something's up. No way he's just solo pushing by himself with no one nearby while they're all missing. So, will be an easy tower kill. The Tempest double actually in trouble here. Gonna be picked off, it looks like. So, nice.
Does give 100 gold, so that's something. Not really what you want off of smoke, but it's something.
Yeah, they got the free tower kill, though. I think that's eventually what really happened.
Yeah.
Because of the smoke presence.
And that has ripple through effects. They have a very, very good Roche team. So with that mid T1 gone, it makes Roche rotations a little harder, a little more awkward. So look for Navi to just try to get total control of the Roche pit and threaten it at the very least. It's very dangerous for them to take it without a pickoff, into especially Chrono and Clockwork. It's hell to fight that right now. But if they get a pick or two, opens Roche wide open.
6-3 hero kill lead for Empire. 18 minutes into this game. It's obviously a very passive game, but you have 3-handed Midas on one side. It's understandable, I guess. Almost expected. And again, to be fair, both teams have been trying some smoke plays here, but this has been called out, really. And as they say this, they're going for another one. Hook shot lands on a Biver. Glimpse back immediately. Got the cogs up, though. And they're going to follow this up. Time to actually, Static Storm's going to zone them out. He will die in the end, but more's coming now for NaVi. In fact, the RP solo on a Faceless Boy. They really want that kill. They get the kill. Denny assisting. And now FN trying to TP away, but the skewer connects. And now FN in trouble, sending these Eclipse, trying to take him out if anything in return. Meanwhile, over here, the Tempest doubles picked off, but OD does eventually go down. Nice turn for NaVi. 3 for 1, only losing a Disruptor, and they're going to make it a 4 for 1 even, as Rubik is picked off too.
Wow. Yeah, just couldn't quite get the close on Disruptor fast enough. The Static Storm did so much damage to FN there. He was at half health even before nothing else got cast. It was just kinetic static. And that's the Roche they were waiting for.
Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
There you go, Roshan.
Look at all the things.
Yeah, I love it. Everybody knows the time. Dendi gets the Aegis, though. That Dragon Lance now followed up. Eventual Hurricane Pike, of course, going to be coming. Yeah, and that's all because they really wanted to dive after Biver then. Part of me almost believes that's... Because was Empire... Do they really need to be making those plays in hindsight? They're the ones with the triple hand of Midas, as you said. You've been suggesting they have the strong late game. They really need to be going for those smoke ganks here.
Radiant's bottom tower
I mean, it's just the
is under
fact that
attack.
when smokes are up,
Dire's
you kind of
top
want to use
tower
them.
is
They're a
under
very
attack.
long cooldown, and honestly, it didn't look that bad. The hook from Aposhka was instant. He's like, smoke broke, they have to be here. Threw the hook out right away. There's just wasn't the follow-up fast enough. Everyone was a little too far.
Dire's top tower
Yeah,
is under attack.
it just feels a little rough.
And you
I
definitely,
can't believe Disruptor lived that long.
that's what I was saying. You give credit to Biver as well. Not only the glimpse immediately, but the Static Storm able to get that off clearly allowed for that turnaround. So
Dire's
yeah,
top
credit to
tower
him for
is
sure.
under attack. Radiant's bottom
They will
tower
kill the
has
bottom
fallen.
tower, though, as Faceless Void has the Blink coming up next. Going to be nice for setting up those Chronospheres, but yeah, there wasn't even a Chronosphere
Dire's
used,
top
right? I think
tower
he just
is
got...
under
No.
attack.
He
So
could have
before.
used it on Disruptor before the static, and that whole fight goes differently, but you don't want to just solo Chrono a Disruptor.
Yeah,
Especially if you think a big team fight's going to break out.
feels bad. So secondary tower push top lane. They only got the first one bottom. They're trying for the second, but Gostic is going to start falling back now as Earth Spirit will connect the Boulder Smash, actually, but it's just Seneko right now, and Earth Spirit's intimidating enough. He figures that there's support nearby, which there kind of is, so not worth the risk. And Faceless falls back. But Arc Warden, so Arc Warden's been surpassed now by TA by a hefty amount. That feels off.
Yeah,
Happening.
it does a little bit, but Dendi's just been getting so much more control. Been taking a ton of Ancients. Ancients are worth a lot of gold. And the Arc Warden's kind of still scaling up and going this farming build. Now that the Mjolnir's online, farms even faster. Once the Boots Travel are up, then he can split push lanes with Tempest Double. Even if it's a super aggressive lane, just port the double in, Mjolnir a creep, get a couple last hits, and the gold comes in a lot faster at that point. It's not quite Alk level, but it's definitely fast.
Yeah. Chappie, that's something we really haven't seen. Really haven't seen a huge team fight other than the one we had right there. But again, even the magnetic field The potential that that's going to bring, as you're stressing, maybe not going to be the most powerful
Dire's bottom tower is
this
under
game,
attack.
but at the same time, you know, still that increased
Dire's
attack speed,
bottom
nice for
tower
defending
has fallen.
towers, which, by the way, they've already lost 4 towers now, and they're still pushing here.
Yeah,
Bottom
for sure.
secondary.
Navi definitely putting the pressure on.
Arc Warden's going to port in with the Tempest double. Puts down that bubble, but TA just jumps right inside. Shadowblade Mjolnir, it's eventually going to be killed off, though. That should be a free tower push now. Again, no Tempest double for 30 seconds.
Is under attack.
Not as scary. So easy
Dire's
tower kill, so that's now
bottom
5 of the
tower
6
has
outer towers. In Navi's favor here.
Radiant's
Chappie.
top tower is under
Ports out of
attack.
time.
So they're going to look to take the last one, hopefully, before this Aegis is up, and then wait, keep vision control, get the next Roche, then poke and prod till you break high ground. And that's going to be the real test for Empire. Your high ground hold is sick. You've got decent wave clear, you've got Chronosphere, you've got hookshot. So many ways to initiate a fight if they're all clumped up trying to get into your base. So I don't see a huge defense coming out of Empire here for this. If they find a good opening, maybe. But Void does now have Blink, so that could set up a nice Chrono.
Oh, nice bubble kind of right there. Forces Pycat. And Pycat's low. Yeah, Chronosphere comes in and faces Void trying to finish the job, and he will be able to do so. That was Pycat getting baited out big time by the Tempest double. Ends up biting him in the ass right there. Denny, though, the meld. Almost 2 shots to Miposhka, but Miposhka will manage to live for the time being. Shockwave helping to finish the job. Didn't need credit for it, but he also got out of there as he was trapped in the cogs.
Still
up a
totally
1-for-1.
worthwhile kill. It did take some ultimates, but you still managed to take out the Juggernaut. That's very, very big with how much pressure Navi's been putting on you.
Is under attack.
Now, they still have RP, so Navi with this Aegis and the RP may look to finish this last tier 2 off, but the Aegis is gone in roughly 30 seconds.
Well, they're still going to pressure it, though. Juggernaut's up in about 10.
Dire's middle tower
And
is
poured
under
into that
attack.
middle tower and join them ASAP here. But Empire is going to get it off. As you said, they used a couple of ultimates, the big
Dire's
one being the
middle tower
Chronosphere.
has fallen.
Not worth committing to a defense there. So that is the last outer tower destroyed. And there's the Aegis reclaim. But man, TA 17.5k lead now. Another 4,800 gold saved up. Dear God.
Yeah, I mean, this is Dendy, man. There's a reason everyone loves him, and a lot of pros respect this guy, even though he hasn't done anything major in the last couple years. He's a beast.
Just what I need.
Well, again, this is some of the best play we've seen out of Navi in a while, and they're like we talked about. This is one of 2 grand finals that they're in here. The Epicenter grand finals later on against Secret to follow this. So
If you check Dendy's talents, he went pure aggression. Everything you win is the damage talent.
they're going OD now. The Rubik also picked up elsewhere, so this is an RP committed. They kill OD though, and it's a double kill for the team in the end. It looks like Juggernaut found Rubik by himself too.
No. Dendy just blinked on him. It was
Oh.
like right next to OD. Dendy literally 2-shot him.
Never mind then. I didn't even see him there. That's how quickly it happened. Tempest double. Gonna have to kill that off here. Obviously, a nice couple of kills though, and transition into the top tower push now.
Yep. Everything is back up for Empire, so I can't imagine they're just going to give it tier 3 up.
See Pycat will go inside the bubble.
Dire's top tower is under
Try to
attack.
at least just get the tier 3 and then get out perhaps for Navi. Again, they do not have an RP anymore. So missing out on that threat, and there you go. They kill the tier 3, and let's fall back.
And that's Shrines, and this is huge, because now this means they can pick and poke and prod at Shrines until the next rush. It gives them something to do. They want to wait for an Aegis on the side of Navi before they play super aggressively. So they're just going to have something to do now, gain a bunch of gold here from killing off these Shrines. And by killing that one, it makes Rosh rotation super hard.
Yeah.
Like, Empire can't be on the bottom half of the map now until this Roshan's gone.
I was meant to have this.
Faceless Void. Pick up the Haitian at the bottom lane meanwhile, but
A gift from the
Dendy
Roshan.
killing the double.
gets it. But
Yeah,
Dendy,
Dendy full Orchid just bought with all that gold. Still has 3,500.
Bloodthorn, it's very soon because of this farm. 20,000 plus net worth here. Dendy alone
Yeah,
again.
and we'll have to see what he chooses to go after this Bloodthorn. I don't think BKB's that high value here. There's still hookshot. You can still be cogsed into something. There's still Chrono that goes through it. I think you're looking more towards a Butterfly. He opted not for the evasion talent on TA. He took the damage instead. And if you get Butterfly, we've seen how hard it is for OD to kill somebody with evasion.
Poshka trying to find a hookshot target, but NaVi somewhat retreating. RP is back up though. So I'm sure NaVi wouldn't be afraid to fight here necessarily, but they don't want to give them the easy jump, of course. Gonna back off from the pressure here that's put on by Empire. I mean, how's Chappie been doing? Really haven't paid too much attention to him lately. Got the Dragonlance now. Gonna be finishing a Hurricane Pike here. Go with the Mjolnir.
Yeah, he's well ahead of his pairing, but yeah, just the OD is just so far behind TA because of how much room that Navi's given Dendi. It's so many ancients that Dendi's killed. And heroes.
Yeah.
Can't forget those 5 heroes he's just picked up along the way.
5-0-2 here. Again, a very passive game for the most part. Only 10 to 8 hero kills. And nearly 28 minutes into the game now, but seems like NaVi in the driver's seat here. 10,000 net worth lead overall. They're checking out to see if there's any runes. In fact, Earth Spirit, or not runes, wards, and Earth Spirit with that gem will find one. Perhaps more to come. So yeah, early gem pickup here.
Yeah, very. And super fortuitous rush timing for Navi. It's very soon.
35 seconds. So they'll get
Like
it a
the
little bit
earlier
of
the
time.
Roche, the less time the Midases have to work. So that is very nice. They're looking for Dendi here though. They're gonna go on him.
Can they? Oh my god, he got silenced immediately. Out comes the Chronosphere though. They need this kill, man. They're not going to get it. It's just too much lockdown in return. Then the bait here, they're going to turn onto Faceless Void. The RP missed right there, unfortunately. Trying to catch the OD as he forced after away, but he has to put himself under these Eclipse. Not finishing anyone off just yet though. TA is getting low. TA finally will go down, but Juggernaut, he's still good to go. OD going to be picked off the route as the Magnetized Helmet to take him down in the final auto attacks from Pycat. King R, he can't TP out in time. He gets cut down. And now it's Chappie's turn on that Arc Warden. The real one is lower. Pycat knows which one it is. And they commit to it, and a complete wipeout in favor of Navi, so they lose Dendi. It doesn't matter, though, in the end. They're trying to save the Disruptor, meanwhile.
Yeah, they were kicking him around to make the little wisp not hit him yet, and then the Healing Ward is up. So they're trying to buy time for the Healing Ward to tick and save him. Alas, not quite enough. That will be Roche, though, going the side of Navi. And, yeah, just took too long to kill Dendi. He just looked at Clockwork and kind of laughed and killed him. Throw the Orchid up, Meld Strike him once.
Yeah, the Orchid reaction. And then the Chronosphere essentially, I don't want to say did nothing, but it obviously they didn't get the follow-up that they were hoping for.
Yeah.
I don't know if Faceless got glimpsed back or something, but...
No, he just doesn't do much damage yet. All he has is Vlad's Midas. He's nowhere close to the kind of build we saw last time. And I think a lot of this is on the back of Chappie. He's way too late to all of this. Oh, Mapushka's in the pit.
He got skewered in there. He definitely didn't want to go in at least just yet, but he had no choice at that point. And they easily take him out and going to eventually secure the Roshan now. And the Aegis pick up for Juggernaut, it looks like. Although, nope, TA comes. Never mind. So TA will pick it up.
Dendi's just so far ahead. He's also your building hitter. So, still give the rush to him.
He still has the BKB queued up. I know you're talking about that. Is that really necessary this game?
I don't like it that much. I think evasion's better. But it's fine. It makes it so OD does no damage to you, which is nice.
So those not a bad option case, just perhaps a better one out there. FN on the OD, the Hurricane Pike, the Blink, but again, he's not necessarily doing a lot of damage yet himself either. Trying to finish his own BKB, but still a lot of physical damage coming out on the other side.
The problem with this item build from Chappie, it puts him in such a weird spot. Like, he needs Blink right now. He's doing a ton of right-click damage, but he can't get in to actually get it off. And he's just slightly out of position, and a Blink would reposition him so well. But when you're playing Arc Warden and you win a Midas this early, you don't have the room to put a Blink in. You just don't have the item slot.
Yeah.
So, feels a little hard for him to get anything productive done in these team fights.
So still looking at that talent tree. He did go that 100 attack range, of course, and now with the Dragon Lancer, now the Hurricane Pike, his attack range is pretty damn good. And then there's level 25 here. That's, what is it, 30% life steal or 250 spark rate damage.
Yeah, it'll be lifesteal.
Perhaps. But
Absolutely.
it's a lot of assisted damage on the spark rate, so. Nearly doubling it, but it is magic and tends not to be as impactful, of course, as the game picks up here. And he's definitely built more to be that right-click turret here. Life still beneficial. Top lane T is kind of just pushing out the creep wave up here and farming the jungle. What's having delivered here? The PKP, which is currently in his backpack with the Desolator. Because he has an Aegis.
It's a very, very large TA. So Jug actually opting not for a Diffusal or a BKB or a Basher or anything like that, goes straight Butterfly. Like, he acknowledged what I was saying, that Evasion's just super, super good against this Empire lineup. And it works so well with Empower. It makes you do so much damage.
Yeah.
This DD doesn't hurt either.
General, he's got the RP ready to go. Looking for the opening. TA leading the way, going top lane instead. Now we see the tower's already dead. Oof, General's hoping to hit a skewer. Not going to connect though. They do get some vision down though.
They want to do something while Pycat slows this DD. It's just so insane, the amount of damage he's going to do, that General wanted to fish for something while that DD's still up.
And he will fish for a ranged Rax and get it. And another retreat here. Not going to commit too much. Still has the Aegis. So I guess just kind of a reset, really.
They're just playing this dance. They're waiting until they see people pushing out mid lane on Empire side, and then they're going to push buildings.
Gets away before. Also love seeing the bubble placements of Chappie is pretty nice. He's really, like, just on the tail end of the bubble for whatever target's intended, whether it's himself or the Rax in that case.
It makes it a lot harder for Navi to get in the bubble and actually do the damage.
I guess just part of it needs to be in it, not the whole thing by any means. So Dendi, again, still hunting with that Aegis, the Bloodthorn. So the BKB's actually still in his backpack, but to swap in after the Aegis is used, I'm sure. If it's even used. There's a Orchid picked up. Skewer's going to miss because of the Hurricane Pike. Awkward timing right there.
And that's actually pretty big. OD has 20 int now, so you have to be a little scared that the Sanity is just going to explode you. One more Hurricane Pike, a little more int farmed, and that can hurt.
Wow, really deep there. The Tempest double getting a kill. Chronosphere actually catches Earth Spear, not the greatest target. Here's that damage though of FN. Possibly B, they are committed now. Stun on the backlands on a TA from the Clockwork. He's making him deal with himself actually, but now he finds Gostic. And Gostic on that Faceless cannot time walk in time.
Yeah.
Dendi's getting low. The Spark Wraith connects, and Chappie's going back in. Auto attack on the uphill that will connect, and now the Aegis is popped here.
And there's like a 3-second window where he's not BKB'd yet.
The refraction is up. In comes Pycat though in the backlands. Omni-Slash already been used. Just putting in the auto attacks himself. Takes out Faceless. Going for the kill on a Chappie. Dandy does plenty though. No, D gets picked off. And now Chappie himself, he's feeling he has to run. TA trap though. Keeps him slow enough. And a double tap coming out for Pycat. They want to finish the job. The Ghost Scepter though will keep King R alive. It looked so good for Empire there initially, but the Aegis Resurrection and the core staying alive. They have to buy back now.
Oh, Rip Courier. It was going for the gem.
Gotta get that tier 3 middle meanwhile. Again, the melee Rax is still up at the top lane. Take that tier 3 tower kill though.
Ugh, you forced 2 huge buybacks out of Empire. If you just back up, this is a huge loss for them.
Yeah, it looks like that they are going to do that. Just retreat, get the buyback satisfied. OD being the big one, Clockwork also using it. But OD has already just had kind of struggle getting some good farm, and that'll set him back that much further. So even with those charges.
I feel like it could have gone a little differently on the Aegis Resurrection if Pycat wasn't so good about sticking to Clockwork there. If Clock had been there just 2 cogs awkwardly so that Dendi couldn't have gotten that blink off, totally different start. But Dendi and Pycat just clean up on the back end and taking some free racks.
Yeah, with Arcwarden being dead, 10 seconds. Again, we didn't necessarily see it, but you can imagine how fast he dropped Piver in the back lines while they were pushing in. So it's a Tempest double alone. And he is a threat, but with him dead, no buyback. Can't do anything about it. So that's 2 sets of racks now, just like that, destroyed for NaVi. And 24,000 net worth lead to go along with it. So Chappie is back up, but now he's trying to farm out that Bloodthorn. Meanwhile, you have Pycat getting bigger and better. An Abyssal Blade, I'm guessing.
Time is money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No Basher to
He's
pull
not
Abyssal
even
Blade.
he's not even saving buyback. They're so confident right now on Navi's side.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's
I gotta point out they've only lost 1 T1 tower this entire game.
yeah, that's not good for Empire.
And to be honest, it's kind of what you'd expect with this lineup. I'm just a little disappointed that like Gostic is going this full, almost support Void build. You go Blink, you go Vlad's, and now he's going to Nags. He just doesn't do any damage. So if his Chrono is like something where his team isn't in position to come off of it and kill whoever he Chronos, they're not going to die. And that just gets to be this awkward spot because Chappie without a Blink is not able to get himself in position very well.
Yeah, we saw, what was it, Jonas fan earlier for Alliance. That was the game 2 there, the one that Alliance had won against Empire, that he built that right clicker, you know, the Manta style, the eventual Bloodthorn he even got.
It was huge.
The Fusel I think he might have had in there too, yeah. He was hitting very hard and solo killing heroes by himself. He became that true carry he can be. So, yeah, instead this time as you're getting at more of that Initiator really, just serving that purpose, that they're relying that much more on Arc Ward and OD even to be their big-time damage dealers. But it can be a little awkward sometimes, not only with the spread fight and all the chaos, but, you know, if they're not happening to be close enough to that Chronosphere as you leap in, then not going to get the best damage assistance there. So having that on Faceless Void himself to guarantee that is nice, but yeah, not going to be happening. Even if he wanted to transition now, he's just so far behind. So
I like this call out of Chappie. Two of his teammates are on buyback. He still has his cooldown available, but instead says we need the Bloodthorn more, especially with the Juggernaut's evasion. They need a way to hit him. The problem's going to be they have to force Manta out before he Bloodthorns. If that doesn't happen, then Jug's just going to purge it and go on with his day.
Well, you also got TA picking up her own butterfly now too. Just something else that they're having to deal with here. And doesn't have an Aegis though. Might wait around for another one here. Another minute 45 before that's going to respawn. As we see, so almost 40 minutes into this game number 1 here of this best of 5, remember, of our grand finals.
Yeah, we got a lot of Dota still.
Yeah, we do. Looking forward to every bit of it. Earth Spirit, Axe is queued up, but that's going to be a while. He has a Solar Crest, though, Force Staff. He's got plenty this game. Even the Blink Dagger. Love the mobility. Chappie. Oh, he's looking. They're going to find maybe Earth Spirit. Nope, barrel rolls over. Yeah, that'd be a deep dive there if they really went for that.
This Earth Spirit is actually huge. He has so much gold.
Yeah.
Didn't go a Midas. Is actually almost as farmed as the Faceless Void. And all these items are utility. He's got a Solar Crest, a Force Staff, a Blink Dagger, and there are no MKBs coming out anytime soon on the side of Empire.
Magnus. Ooh, he's just charging on his if you want to find somebody, but even the Solar Crest applied to him, but yeah, he doesn't catch anyone. Almost feel like NaVi is tired of waiting around. We would love to get a pick here. But again, Roshan's up in just about 30 seconds now, so probably going to at least wait for that. Get that cheese
Yeah.
thing too.
Gostic,
Oh, maybe
nice
not
chrono.
though. Gostic catches a couple. Magnus included. He goes down. Sanity's Eclipse committed. Earth Spirit 2 is going to fall. And that's a double kill for Empire. So good timing too, because Roshan's up in 20.
That's huge. What a catch from Gostic there. And it's all on the back of this ward.
Yeah. Right here on the ledge.
Wow. That was huge. And now, yeah, they have some breathing room. They can fix their lanes. They can take a T1. Maybe a Roshan. It's bad that those are very iconic things in this game for them right now, but it's what they need. They need some space.
They need to get something out of this more so than just the hero kills, and they're going to go for Roshan. Now, Magnus has a buyback, but Manda's having it quick. There's the buyback, though, committed. They definitely don't want to give this up. They just jump right in, actually. Omni Slash, the Abyssal Blades does, and they get the kill onto Odie to start things off. They also take on Clockwork. Now, the Aegis is picked up by Chappie, but Magnus now jumps in. He still doesn't use the RP. He's being lifted up in the air. They're going to kill off the Tempest double, but the actual Arc Warden gets out. Rubik, yeah, he's glimpsed right back. He thought he could get out right there. He tries spinning away. But he's still
All right, so Rubik has buyback. Clock's up at a fairly reasonable amount of time, but you don't have your OD buyback for another 40 seconds.
Nope.
I'm curious if NaVi is ready to pull the trigger here, if they time those buybacks out.
Well, and Cheese was picked up by Juggernaut, too. So, yes, they got the Aegis on Chappie, but, hey, Cheese on Juggernaut, just as good. Active as long as he uses it in a time.
Almost.
More instant. And there's the tier 3. Here's the hook shot in, though. Chappie putting an auto attacks with the Tempest double on a TA, but he gets away.
Pike at.
Wow! Juggernaut! No, there we go. No cheese. He couldn't get it off in time. General landed the RP. but they melted Juggernaut before that. Now Templar Assassin following up, that the Static Storm's doing so much work there with the kinetic field. They will take out Chappie. He is going to resurrect. Dendy's fairly low himself, too. You have to be really careful about this. He'll meld on up. Hurricane Pike going in. It's a battle of the ages right there, but Chappie comes out on top with some supporting cast. And now, Faceless Void trying to chase. He has a Chronosphere. They are going to catch Biver. And we'll finish it. So Empire.
Oh, man.
Empire's holding.
Whew. Yeah, Mag was super low there. Mag was sub 100 HP when he got out of that fight. And the Clockwork Cogs, honestly, just put Pycat in such a bad position. It just started that off on such a good note. And if Dendy didn't just two-shot multiple people there, would have been a huge win for Empire.
Speaking of two-shotting multiple people, I mean, again, Arc Warden really showing his damage, though. Like,
He hurts.
he does.
He's also super squishy, though. He only has 9 armor. This late in the game for a core, that is nothing. And only 2,200 health, that's okay for a core, but yeah, he's paper if Dendy gets on him and there's not a bubble that Dendy can't walk into.
That tower, middle lane, finally the tier 1, 43 minutes in, is going to be killed. Better late than never, though. And the starting of something here for Empire once again. They're down 22,000 net worth, sure, but this is an opening.
You've got racks. You're not Mega'd yet.
Yeah.
That's all that matters at this stage of the game.
Setting up a comeback. Bottom lane, Tempest double, pushing it out. Scythe is queued up now for Chappie, by the way. Going to get more crowd control, double the crowd control.
I like it.
There you go.
All right, so honestly, the biggest problem in that last fight for Empire there was Gostic had to buy back. And they need the Ags on him pretty badly. They need to match the Chronosphere cooldown with some of these lower cooldowns on NaVi. They like the Static Storm, basically. They're just getting to this point where they can't fight as often.
Wow, that was close right there. Chappie ports in with, that is a Tempest double, right? Yeah. Wow. Does a fair chunk of damage off the bat, but gets killed off pretty quickly. And a good job by OD, by the way. He got hit by the trap, and they were looking to jump in, but Riot they went in. Obviously, he blinked away. But yeah, Faceless Void, it's a long cooldown still, 110 seconds total, but he has it up now.
They almost have to chrono Dendy and then burn him in the chrono. He did so much damage in recovering that fight last time.
Whoa, BKB, he's one. What?
Just general things.
What was that? I guess OD was right there. He tried to catch him, but he blinked instead, so.
Yeah. It was more he blinked, looked for it, and then realized, uh-oh, I can't do this, and then he had to BKB to even get out. Yeah, just a little awkward, but it'll push NaVi back for a little bit. We got a long time till Roshan.
We saw that last series, to be fair. Game 3. the bait of the RP that led into the huge Roshan win. So maybe that was the attempt. Maybe NaVi was watching that. It's like, hey, let's try ourselves now.
Yeah.
Didn't work out as well. Smoke out. Ooh, double damage.
Didn't see the smoke.
Chappie's going to get this. They're scanning. Not hitting, though. Chappie's going in. He just walked by the double damage, by the way, but that's a Tempest double. Okay, going to open right there. On a Juggernaut. The Chronosphere comes out, sending to the Eclipse, and Juggernaut's dead for 90 seconds now. They also pick off her Spirit. They are not here as a team. They were completely spread out. Beautiful smoke gank from Empire.
Juggernaut just bought a BKB. He doesn't have buyback.
Luckily for him, it doesn't look like they're going to really push off of this.
Yeah, Dendy's going to scare the shit out of him here. How do you bring him down without Chrono? That's like the real problem.
Oh, yeah.
You almost need to get the Ethereal Blade on Rubik.
Well, they do have the Scythe now, so also jumping with the Scythe and double Scythe even as well before he gets the BKB off.
Yeah, and then you have Lift after that to follow, which can definitely help. I really like the OD just slamming the Sanities there. Didn't want to waste time farming autos. Just knew they needed to burn that Jug out. Very well played.
Ooh, Jenny thinks he has a kill. Not going to go too deep, though. At least gets a BKB out of it.
RP was almost up, too.
Chappie, that's a real one. Pops the Tempest double. They find TA. That's what we're talking about, the size. No, he possibly could be though in return. And that's the real arc order now. He's put under by his teammate, but OD's going to feel the burn now. With those auto attacks on the Death Slider. Going further. He finds now Rubik, but nice Ghost Scepter. Going to buy some time to allow Chappie to put in some attacks himself. But out comes the Skewer. He has an RP, not even needed. They drop arc order, and he is paper thin as mentioned. And now they're pushing. Right. RP is ready.
I liked that attempt from Chappie if it wasn't TA. Like, if that was a support and you were going to pick him off and get away, cool. But that was so brave.
Yeah. Could have been game-changing. Maybe that's what they're hoping for. I mean, they are down 2 sets of racks right here. You got to make some YOLO plays, but yeah, maybe not the best of targets to really jump. And obviously, he had plenty of support nearby. Again, RP is still ready for Magnus. He doesn't have the BKB, but not really a big deal. Buyback from Chappie. He's going in with the double. Spin, though, from Pycat aggressively. Tempest double. Doing some good damage. Chronosphere comes out. They catch Juggernaut as well as TA. That's the prime one out there. Can they kill Juggernaut? TA goes down. Juggernaut's dead as well. Juggernaut does not have a buyback. TA would, but they also kill Disruptor. These Chronospheres of Gostic.
Oh my god, Gostic, you're a monster.
Keeping them alive again. It goes back to that, though. They're keeping alive.
Yeah,
but,
but this is
yesterday we saw what happened.
Here. There's not a counter threat this time. There's not Dendy side pushing one of your waves saying, "Hey, you got to pay attention." This is the time where they can get real ground back. Multiple towers. They'll probably get the T2 in mid, maybe the T1 top, or force a buyback on the T3. They need to be pushing here though.
They're trying to. Kronos, faceless void. I mean, leading the way. OT assisting.
And honestly, by the time they hit this T2 even, Chrono's back up because of the ads. So they can fight as soon as anyone reses here.
Yeah.
There's still the Sanities up on OD. Did not burn that in the last fight. Yeah, Empire is totally ready to fight. They have everything they need.
RP is ready. That's a chance for NaVi to maybe get a good catch here. There we go. They landed RP. Static Storm on top, but the damage is so lacking
overall. It's an ag static.
Magnus is dead. Oh, you're right. The axe effect kicking in. The Gostic will melt, actually. OD does stay alive. Seneko, he is going to get caught. He will fall. Sanity's Eclipse. They also catch Disruptor. Barely he's scythed up, but he's going to be able to pop the Shrine and survive. You know what? If TA buys back there as that goes in, that's a complete wipeout for NaVi. But
yeah, they're so comfortable with where they're at in this game, though. They'd rather lose them and not lose their tower than have to buy back Dendy. If you buy back and the disastrous thing happens, you get double hexed by Arc Warden or something, and Dendy dies there, you could lose the game.
True.
So instead, just taking the safer play, and okay, we lost everyone else, but they're not real cores. So I'm content with that decision from NaVi.
And the Ag Static Storm does do a lot of damage.
It's insane. And again, another super early Roshan. These Roshan timers have been massive in this game.
And a double damage rune, just to throw it in there.
Ooh, is that rocket going to hold long enough to scout it?
Yes.
Yeah, just barely. Okay, so they will know it's up, so they could buy back Gostic if they really want to take the fight on the side of Empire here.
Boom, there it goes.
Well, NaVi going to go in, the double damage on Juggernaut. Again,
this is going to fall fast.
And
you got to make the call.
They don't have a shrine at TB2, obviously, so yeah, it's Gostic, or a Postcard, excuse me. He's going in, but too early. We saw him last series that worked, but this time it's too early. And that's the pickup there. Cheese. They got the Aegis on Juggernaut, Cheese on somebody else. It's like Magnus. Yeah. Oh, Pycat actually still has his Cheese from earlier, too.
Mm-hmm. He hasn't gotten a chance to use it. Every death's been so fast.
Yeah.
So they have buyback on clock if they want it, but the hookshot lines up almost perfectly with the res cooldown. So I wouldn't expect that we're going to see it come out. Well, just to prove me wrong, press the button.
So he is ready. Well, you see the spark race in the base here of Empire, in case they try to commit too far.
Do it with flair.
Kind of catch them. What's down here? That's Arc Ward and Tempest double. Getting some information.
Oh, is it going to get him?
If he kills Disruptor,
this would be a massive pickup.
No. Not enough. Oof, he even got another auto attack off, but
the Lotus Orb saved him there, I think. Well, otherwise, he would have died from the Orchid burnout. It would have been very close.
Yeah. Tempest double is up in 8 more seconds here, so he'll have it again.
All right.
Build up bottom push.
Can Gostic find both of them again? Like, Dendi and Pycat need to be careful. They should never be in chrono range together.
Pycat's going in aggressively, so going to force a early response here. Again, Mega Creeps would spawn. Go both that bubble, man. It's causing issue. Here comes another one. Has to get inside. BKB's pop. They're going for the Megas. This is him. And Poshka runs in. Hook shots in even, but he doesn't even care to Pycat. He's still going for the racks. Meanwhile, RP catches OD after the side, but the Chronosphere in return catches TA. The damage follow-up is not really here, though. Chappie, he's still far back. He's trying to kill Pycat during all of this. The Static Storm is put down.
Megas.
OD's in trouble. The Mega Creeps have now spawned Gostic. Time walks forward, going into Juggernaut, and allowing Chappie to do some damage. The Scythe comes out, but down goes Juggernaut, but the Age is going to resurrect. And now Chappie has to get away with that Shadow Blade of his. Yules throws Rubik in the air. He has a Shockwave, nothing else. Not really the biggest ability to steal for Rubik. Chappie from a distance, just standing his ground with the right clicks of him and the Tempest double. He has a last-ditch effort. It's not going to be enough, though. GGs are, in fact, called. As he's still doing some good damage back here, but yeah, it's just too much to handle. Mega Creep spawned. That's going to be game 1 victory for NaVi. 53-minute victory for them.
Very, very nice victory out of NaVi there. And, I mean, Dendi played amazingly. That's about all there is to say there. General had a few miscues, but hit a couple decent RPs. But in reality, the game wasn't centered around the RP. For once, the Mag didn't have to carry the team. Dendi did that for them.
Yeah. Get the end results there as far as the damage down. 45,000 from Dendi, but Arc Warden did actually top the charts as 50,000 as far as hero damage goes. He was doing plenty himself at the end. But so yeah, I don't know if this was a Arc Warden just as bad draft. I mean, he definitely was really strong in that game. And I could see him working in the future. But it just as a team effort, it wasn't really good for Empire as far as coming together.
Yeah. They really, really struggled to kill Dendi. They didn't have any easy ways to break Refraction, which hurt them a lot throughout the game. And frankly, King R felt a little off on the Rubik. We never saw an RP steal. We never saw a Static Storm steal. Omni Slash. Like, none of the core fight-changing abilities came out from him. And, I mean, I'm not going to say he played poorly necessarily, but one of those in the team fight could have changed a lot of the game.
Absolutely. Well, we got game number 2 going to be coming up, guys. But before we do, another quick shout-out to defenseofthepatience.com. Definitely check it out, guys. It's the #1 leading Dota 2 podcast site out there. They're on iTunes as well as all of your other favorite podcast locations on the internet. It's basically they got several different shows from more of just doing theory crafting to one-on-one interviews to what's called the Dot Pro with myself actually. Also every Friday it comes out there. So check it out, guys. Defenseofthepatience.com for more information and to find out all those great podcasts to listen to. But guys, we got game number 2 going to be coming up. NaVi up 1-0 here in this best of 5 against Empire. Stay tuned.